Wow, what a reception. Jeez. Thank you, Robin, for the introduction. My name is Don. I'm not actually a sales master. I'm just a member, still new. But thank you for the title because that's coming.
You will be a sales master.
That is
all right?
correct.
That's confidence.
Correct. All right. So, like Erica, I'm here to share what is my life scenario or Atomy life scenario. I would just like to first and foremost thank Atomy for inviting me here today. For someone who's only just joined and being able to come up on stage with all these beautiful people is truly an honor, and thank you. So before I dive into the Atomy life scenario, I'd like to give you a bit of background on who I am. So I'm an Australian-born Korean, growing up in a single-parent family. So we did go through a lot of struggles, emotionally and financially. And through that lifestyle that I had, I was kind of forced into having to work at a very young age to support my mother and sister. So I joined the hospitality industry, which is hotels, restaurants, cafes. And during this time, it was a very rollercoaster life. I'm sure you guys understand what that kind of means. And through that rollercoaster life, I actually met my beautiful wife, who is sitting over there, Sue. If she's too shy to stand up, she's the pretty one, just so you know. And that was when my life had actually started to change. Life was basically bliss. I was so happy to have Sue in my life. We ended up getting married in 2015 after an 8-year long-distance relationship. Thank you. We had our first daughter in 2016, and I had changed careers to become a strata manager. So everything was working really, really well, and then the roller coaster life started again. Within 2 years, basically, the company that I was working for shut down, making me jobless. Following that, straight away, I was involved in a hit-and-run accident where I had lost my car, and just to top it off and put the cherry on the cake, my townhouse that I was renting flooded because of an exploded boiler. So it was a very, very fun 2 years. But a few years later, I am here now in front of you. I'm back, I'm ready, and things are looking quite good. So basically, how I met Atomy was through my wife. Her sponsor introduced it to her. She introduced it to me, and as a typical denying husband, I was like, what is this? No, thank you. And yet I'm here now on the stage. Funny, right? And through this, it was actually quite amazing because when I had my first meeting, when I first said, okay, you know what, I'll give it a go, I noticed one thing. Atomy, there is nothing to lose by doing Atomy. I think that was the biggest point for me. As mentioned before by Sarah and Drew as well, there are no membership fees. There are no monthly budgets. There's no strings attached. So what have you got to lose? Literally nothing. And then from then, things started to progress, and now I will delve into basically my Atomy life scenario. So my life scenario revolves around being born into a Christian family, which is great because Atomy is a Christian-based company, right? However, I didn't realize what that was until, again, my beautiful wife introduced me to meeting God for the first time. And this is where things started to take off. Through her, through God, I met Atomy as well. And the best thing about this for me with Atomy was the fact that I could openly and very freely share about God and about the Christian religion. Because, yes, we have meetings, we talk about cashbacks, we talk about planning, we talk about sales, all that thing. But at the end of the day, we do talk about sharing faith. And that's quite important to me. That was one of my points. And through that, I actually was given a vision by God to become, I guess, a church leader by 2025 in my area, my suburb in Carlingford. Shout out to anyone who's from Carlingford, yeah. And basically it's to better serve both Christian communities but also non-Christian communities. So that was my small goal that I started with. Moving on to my second point, which are my Atomy goals, and I'm sure everyone goes through their Atomy goals. But when I had my actual meeting with other partners and sponsors, most people say, I want to become this, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. But my proclamation was a little bit different. I actually told them, and this is prior to knowing that the seminar existed, and prior to knowing I was coming on stage, I told everyone that I wanted to be Atomi's mascot, a spokesperson, so to speak. I wanted to be the guy on stage, on the YouTube videos, in Korea, at the Atomy Park, on the stage with Park Han-gye saying, you know, being a master of ceremonies. And surprisingly enough, I've only been doing Atomy for about 9 months, and seriously for about 3-4 months. That should have come at the end, but that's okay. So I'll get to that shortly. Not bad, right? Not bad. My wife made that, by the way. She's awesome. So to get back on track, as mentioned by everyone prior to me coming up on stage, the big dream thing, it's very important, especially when you're writing your life scenario. For someone like me who's not even a sales master, just a member, just starting out, one of my dreams has already come true within the first 3 to 4 months. I am here on this stage, in the spotlight. It's amazing. I didn't believe it when I was writing it down, but for it to actually happen, I feel this is kind of like a testimony at the same time. So for all you veterans, sponsors, new people, dream big, because it happens. I am living evidence. But, and you thought it was over, right? My actual eternal goal for my Atomy is, and this is quite a big one, that's where the photo should have come in, but I vow to be the first Australian Imperial Master. That was what happened on my 3rd meeting. So for people like Hannah and for people like Jin, I'm coming for you. You better watch out. All my partners and sponsors, we're going to get busy. Robin, look out. I'm coming for your Master of Ceremonies position. I think it's time you pass it on to the new blood because my name is Don. This is a real deal, and thank you for listening to my life scenario.